So I'm sitting here thinking, what video should I make first? And my cousin was like, well, you're an artist doing YouTube, so why don't you do the typical thing and talk about your art teachers? And you know what? That's exactly what I'm gonna do. So today I'm going to talk about the art teachers in my life. However, I feel like when you look for videos like this, everyone has had nothing but bad art teachers and experiences. Which, don't get me wrong, they're always entertaining and I always have popcorn in my hand. But honestly, I've actually never really had a terrible experience or even a terrible art teacher, which I feel like is kind of a surprise, right? I've had about 4 art teachers in my life that I remember, yet I only remember half of their names. The first art teacher I had was in elementary school. For those who aren't American, elementary school is a school for kids between ages 5 to 10. Then you obviously have middle school and high school and blah blah blah. Anywho, I can't remember her name for the life of me, but I remember she was a bit shorter, chubbier, and had huge curly hair. She wasn't too old, maybe 50s. Honestly, I don't remember a lot from then. We mostly did typical little kid paintings, the face portraits and paper mache. What I do remember though was that she used to hand out these stickers for Artist of the Week. We would only see her about once a week, so only one student would get one. I was a bit competitive when I was younger, and I just had to have that stupid sticker. So, first week went by, some girl got it. Okay. Obviously, trying not to play favorites, making it fair. Okay. Second week went by, a boy got it. Alright, maybe his face portrait was okay. Third week, 4th week, 5th week, 6th week goes by, and I just can't believe she has picked everyone else but me at this point. Okay guys, so when we have an art project in other classes, you all want to come running towards me to help you, but somehow I am not the artist of the week? Get out of here. I remember finally getting one at some point, but I thought it was so ridiculous that I waited so long. And I wore that bad boy around for the rest of the day so everyone could know who the real artist was. I was very sad when I couldn't find it again. And middle school. Honestly, I remember more of elementary school than middle school. Middle school was pretty rough for me, as I think it was for most people. I can barely remember what the teacher looked like, let alone what we really even did in that class. I started getting serious with my art in middle school. I was posting on stuff like Google Plus and Amino, and I was trying to improve on my art style. But I only drew animals and furries, so my poor middle school teacher had to deal with all of my wolf and dragon drawings all over my art folder. But honestly, neither of the art teachers so far had any issues with my art. Of course, I don't think it was their favorite, but they didn't discourage me or lower my grade because of it. Overall, nothing really crazy happened in middle school. Again, I can't even remember what she looked like, so obviously nothing crazy happened in that art class, but it was okay. She let me do what I wanted to do and what I wanted to draw, so it was fine. My high school art teacher, let's call her Miss H, was actually one of my favorite art teachers. She was super hip and cool. I don't think there was a single student at my school who didn't like her. She had a wall near her desk full of art people made her, and she was so easy to talk to. A lot of us would show up to her class during lunch or just during another class, and she was usually really fine with it as long as you weren't skipping or being disruptive. I joked around with her a lot, and she would always help us with our work and give us good criticism. I have never been a fan of realism, and I think she definitely knew that. Every art teacher I had always had to make us do a self-portrait assignment. It was like a teacher thing, and I hated it. I still do. But while I was suffering making what she wanted us to make, I used to draw a bunch of characters in my notes. Overall, her class was pretty fun, and she was definitely a chill and good teacher. During high school, we had an option to join a tech class for the last 2 years of school. Basically, it was a specific class for a specific field. There was a digital media and production, criminal justice, metals, automotive, etc. I decided to join the design and illustration class because I was starting to get pretty serious about my art. I was so nervous because they chose you between like a bunch of other people who applied, and I was so anxious waiting to see if I even got in or not. I did end up getting in though, and I was super happy about it. It was basically another art class, but with more stuff to it. My teacher, let's call her T, she was super cool. We were her first students, and she did a good job. She was very good at art, and she showed us new techniques and skills. There were definitely some things I didn't like the photography unit and the Photoshop unit. I know Photoshop is something you should learn in the art field, blah blah blah, but I hated it. I honestly don't think it's the best app for drawing, and I just thought the whole photo unit was kind of dumb. I know it was one of our teacher's passions, but it felt like that it was more suited for like the digital media tech class and not so much illustration. However, T did get me out of my bubble with some other art aspects, which is always good. The only issue I had with T was that she had some obvious favoritism with art medias. And don't get me wrong, we all do, but I feel like as a teacher, they can't really affect the classroom and students. We had a lot of kids in our class who did the typical eye drawings and graffiti. Nothing wrong with that, but it's not my favorite personally. It's been done a lot. But T loved it so much. She definitely had a favorite for realism and more realistic designs and art. Unfortunately for me, I hated realism. I complained when we had to do it, and anytime we weren't required to, I didn't even bother trying. I don't think she hated my pieces, but when she would come over and check our work, you can tell that she much preferred the other students. It kind of sucked because me and a couple other classmates who did something different definitely didn't get the same recognition as the other students did, and that was hard. And because of this, I honestly didn't go crazy far out of my bubble when it came to fundraisers. My tech class would have a bunch of like art contests and fundraisers that they would announce, and I didn't think my art was good enough or even desired because I wasn't drawing like the other students were. So that was one of the things I definitely had to get around past and just ignore. Besides that, I enjoyed the class somewhat. I didn't really enjoy it because of other certain aspects, but that's another topic for another video. So, surprisingly, not every art teacher is horrible. Overall, my art teacher experience were much laid back than some of you guys. Do you guys need some therapy? Let me know what kind of teachers you dealt with and how it went.
Editor Nina here. Sorry I sound a bit nasally, I'm getting over a cold, but I wanted to say thanks so much for watching my video. This is my first official video of my channel, and I've been working on this for a couple months now. No joke, this stuff is super time consuming. I'm still learning how to tell stories and make the visuals interesting and fun to look at. I'm used to talking a lot and going crazy in person, but to make art for storytelling is a different story. Sorry if some things seem a little weird, or maybe I didn't add as much story drawings as I did more character stills. I'm continuing to learn all of this as I go. I'm really excited to keep making more content and improving, so stay tuned. If you want to follow me on other places, I highly recommend going to my Linktree and checking out my socials. I'm fairly active on everything, and my art is a lot different when it comes between my videos and full illustrations. I do a more simpler style here to help with workflow, and the more detailed stuff is on my other pages. I draw both people and animals/furries, so come follow me and say hi. I want to do an art raffle once I hit a certain number of followers on my Insta, so if you're interested, then check it out. Thanks for being here and watching this video today. More juicier stories are to come, and I'll see you all next time.